It's 1 o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm Christine Sheridan with 2NURFM Hunter News. Work Cover will be investigating an incident where a man in his 40s suffered a fall from a ladder at an industrial premises on Rural Drive. Police and ambulance paramedics were called to the accident at Sandgate just after 11 today. The man is still being treated at the scene and is understood to have a fractured leg. Health experts are warning the Hunter the flu season will peak this week despite the rise in warmer weather. There has been over 280 confirmed cases of the flu in the Hunter in just 1 week during last month. Public health physician Dr. Craig Dalton says 2015 has been a moderate to severe flu season.
Overall, it's a pretty typical moderate flu year. They're probably more on the severe side for the under 18-year-olds. So overall community, pretty average to upper end, but more severe for the under folks.
A Stockton service station owner will head to court this week after Newcastle Council took legal action as part of an ongoing dispute. Concerns have been raised in regards to people living at the premises, as well as using it as an outlet to sell second-hand goods as opposed to operating as a service station. Member for Newcastle Tim Krakenthorpe says the site needs to be cleaned up and put back to the community.
We need to see the site remediated, and then we need the community to have some input as to just what happens to it, whether or not that becomes a service station again or not. But there really needs some action on this. This site has been in a state of terrible disrepair for many years, and the community have brought it to my attention. They want something to be done, and I've been advocating on their behalf.
The way in which Newcastle Council's money is invested could be overturned with plans for an urgent meeting lodged by the city's Liberal councillors. A recession motion was put forward last week, which sets to reconsider council requirements to divest its $270 million portfolio away from banks and investment funds which lend to the coal industry. Councillor Brad Luke says the issue will be addressed next week.
I've also lodged a request calling for an extraordinary meeting for this item to be held. And I've suggested that be held next Tuesday because the staff and councillors will already be at the council chambers for other workshops that we have on. So that way it's less inconvenient way of doing it.
A large amount of children in the Hunter area could be at risk of significant harm due to an absence in face-to-face checks with child protection workers. Figures show that only 29% of children are being assessed, with almost 10,000 at risk despite a full contingent of caseworkers. There have been a high amount of reports regarding these children within the state. The Hunter Development Corporation has announced the former Empire Hotel site on the Hunters Street in Newcastle West is again up for sale. The HDC have abandoned plans to require developers to build affordable housing after similar plans resulted in two parties unable to agree on final contract terms 2 months ago. HDC General Manager Bob Hawes says the listing follows the recession of the preferred proponent status afforded following a campaign in late 2013.
We've only just relaunched the marketing campaign, and so the prospective proponents have got until mid-October to respond, and we do that on the basis that we can have a formal process that we can identify hopefully a range of parties that are interested.
There's a push to grant Hamilton North Gasworks state significance status following revelations the site has widespread contaminants. Documents show the site has a range of toxic and carcinogenic contaminants in its soil and groundwater, including cyanide, BTEX and asbestos. The Planning Assessment Commission is now considering recommendations from the Department of Planning to grant it state significance status. In finance, the All Ords is down 71 points at 51.50 and $1 Australian is buying 71.15 US cents.
Sport for our sponsor, Warners Bay Sports Club Fishing Expo, September 13.
Preparations for the Newcastle Jets W League season have suffered a setback, with former skipper Hayley Crawford being ruled out with a serious leg injury. The 31-year-old underwent surgery yesterday after having her ankle dislocated and her tibia and fibula bones broken in a tackle on Sunday. She's set to be out for at least 6 months, leaving the Jets without last season's Matildas representatives. Edgeworth Eagles coach Damien Zane is confident heading into the Northern New South Wales National Premier League Grand Final. The Eagles will be without Aaron Pritchard when they take on Hamilton this Sunday, after he received a yellow card in their semi-final draw against Broadmeadow over the weekend. Zane has no complaints about the one-game ban and says there was no guarantee Pritchard would have started in the Grand Final. And in golf, Musselbrook's Kurt Barnes will be looking to overturn 4 years of lacklustre results when he takes on Japan Golf Tour's Fuji Sankai Classic this Thursday. That's Sport, I'm Reece Wicks.
2NUFM news time is 1:05.